All right, so Chapter 2, Lesson 3 is the percent proportion. Here it says, the tires on a monster truck weigh approximately 2 tons. The entire truck weighs about 6 tons. We want to write the ratio of the tire weight to the total weight as a fraction. So here we're looking at the tire weight, which is 2 tons, and the total weight of the truck, which is 6 tons. So the tire weight would be the part of the weight, and then the whole weight would be the whole truck. Does everybody understand that? So what would my ratio be for that information? 2 to 6. Very good. Now it says represent the fraction above by shading the model. So here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. How many am I going to shade? Very good. I'm going to shade 2 of them. Very good. Now we want to write the fraction as a decimal to the nearest hundredth. So we are going to divide the numerator 2 divided by 6, and we end, 2 divided by 6, and we're going to get that. It's a repeating decimal, right? So we want to write that fraction as a decimal to the nearest hundredth. So here is the hundredths place. What does that following 3 tell me to do that I have to that 3? It doesn't ask me to write it in bar notation. It asks me to round it to the nearest hundredth. You keep it the same. Very good. So as a decimal to the nearest hundredth, this would be 0.33. Is everybody clear? All right. Now we want to say, it says about what percent, bless you, of the monster truck weight is the tires. So remember yesterday when we were changing a percent to a decimal, we were moving the decimal 2 places to the left. Now here we're changing a decimal to a percent. Which way are we going to move it? 2 places to the right. So if I move this decimal 2 places to the right, what percent is that? 33%. Very good. And remember, moving the decimal 2 places to the right is just multiplying times 100. Just like moving 2 places to the left was dividing by 100. All right, so we're going to use the percent proportion. We've talked about the percent proportion before. Remember, it's the percent over 100 equals the is over the of. Remember a long time ago? We have, and the book always does the percent after. I always do the percent first. So we have the percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. Please make sure you write that down. Percent over 100 equals part over whole. Where this 80, that's where you're going to write your percent. So it's going to be percent over 100 equals part over whole. Okay? Where the part is going to be our is number, and the whole is going to be our of number. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be solving for different pieces of this ratio. Percent over 100 equals part over whole, or is over of. So here we've got finding the percent. What percent of 5 is 4? We're going to find the part. What number is 80% of 5? And we're going to find the whole. 4 is 80% of what number? You guys remember those? The what number is questions? Right? Now, in a percent proportion, one ratio compares part to the whole. One ratio compares part to whole. The other ratio is the percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Please make sure you write that down. All right, so for example 1, it says, what percent of 15 is 9? So in this question, that's the words. The variable, we're going to let n or x, or whatever variable you want, let the variable represent the percent, because that is where the what is. It says what percent. So we know we're solving for the percent. And then we set up the proportion. When we set up the proportion, we know that we have the percent is what we're solving for. The of number is 15. And the is number is 9. So when we put it into the proportion, we're going to put the percent, which we don't know, that's going to be our x value. So that's going to be the variable. Oh, they used n. That's going to be our variable n. That goes over 100. Percent over 100. Equals the is number, which is the part. That's the part. That goes in the numerator. And the of number, 15, that's the whole. That goes in the denominator. And then, how do I solve this proportion? You just cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, and then you end up with 60, and because we're solving for a percent, it's 60%. So let's take a look at example A and B. So here it says, what percent of 25 is 20? Okay, so the what percent, of course, that's our x. That's what we're solving for, right? That is the percent. That's our x. So we can write x percent. The of number is the whole. So 25 is the whole thing. And the is number is the part. Is everybody with me? So the formula, don't forget, is percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. Okay? Where, once again, the part is the is number. I'll write that in red. The part is the is number. And the whole is the of number. Okay? So now we can substitute. So there's our formula. Now we're going to substitute into our proportion. So the percent is what we're solving for. So that's going to be our x. That's going to be over 100. The part, or the is number, is 20. So that goes in the numerator. The of number, or the whole, is 25, and that goes in the denominator. So now, to solve this proportion, we're going to cross multiply. Very good. So, when we cross multiply, remember I like to follow my arrows, we have 20 times 100 is 2,000 is equal to 25 times x is 25x. And now, how do I get the x by itself? Very good. On both sides. Very good. So, those 25s over here will cancel. And that leaves me with x. And then we have 2,000 divided by 25. And what'd you get?
80.
Very good. 80 what? Percent. Because we are solving for the percent. So if you're solving for the percent, you need to make sure you write what percent, the label. Okay? Here, for example B, we have $12.75 is what percent of 50? So what are we solving for?
Percent.
We're solving for the percent. Now, notice that the is right next to the percent. But is the percent the is number? No. 1275 is the is number. So it's what percent, that's what we're solving for. That's our x. The is number is right there. That's the part. And the of number is 50. And that is the whole. Everybody clear? So now we can substitute into our proportion. So percent over 100, that's going to be x over 100 is equal to the part, which is 1275. Very good. Over the whole, which is 50. Perfect. And then, of course, to solve this proportion, we will cross multiply. And once again, I like to follow the arrows. So $12.75 times 100 is?
1,275.
Good. We didn't even need a calculator for that, did we? Is equal to 50 times x, which is 50x. Perfect. And then we're going to divide by 50 on both sides to get the x by itself. So over here, those 50s will cancel. And x is equal to?
25.5%.
What is it?
25.5%.
25.5%. Very good. So, and don't forget, 25.5. Make sure you label with your percent. All right, for the second example, here it says, what number is 40% of 20? What number is 40% of 20? So on this one, are we solving for the part, the whole, or the percent? Which one? We're solving for the part, right? The what number is, that is the part, okay? So when we put this into the proportion, the part goes in the numerator, the of number or the whole goes in the denominator, and then the percent always written over 100. You see? So then we're going to cross multiply to solve this proportion. And then we'll end up with 48. Now, because we're solving for the part, am I going to write 48%?
No.
No, it's just plain old 48, right? If I had a word problem, then I would be able to label the 48 with something, okay? So this tells me that 48 is 40% of 120, okay? So let's do examples C and D together. All right, once again, we're solving, let's see, for the is number or the part, right? So what number is 5% of 60? So the 5 is our percent, and the of number is the whole. So we have percent over 100 is equal to the is over the of, and now we can substitute into our proportion. So we've got the percent, which is 5%. That 5% always gets written over 100, percent always over 100. The part, or the is number, is what we're solving for. That's our x. And the whole, or the of number, is 60. Very good. So to solve this proportion, we're going to cross multiply. Very good. So on one side, we have 100 times x, which is 100x. And then on the other side, we have 5 times 60, which is 300. And then to get the x by itself, we will divide by 100 on both sides. Very good. So these hundreds will cancel, and now x is by itself, and x is equal to 3. Perfect. Now, I want you guys, and I'm putting this on the recording, when you are solving these proportions, you are not working horizontally. Is everybody clear? You are going to show your work exactly how it is written here. Okay? You need to show your work vertically. So for example D, we've got, again, 12% of 85 is what number? So is what number is over there? That's what we're solving for. We're solving for the part. The 12%, there's my percent, and then the of is the whole. Got it? So now we can substitute into our proportion. So 12%, that goes over 100, so that's 12 over 100, is equal to the part, which is what we're solving for, over the whole, which is 85. Okay? And then again, we are going to cross multiply. So 100 times x is 100x. 12 times 85, what's 12 times 85? $1,020, is that what you got? Yeah? 1,020. And then to get the x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 100. So here, the hundreds will cancel, leaving x by itself. So x is equal to 10.2. We didn't even need a calculator for that, right? Because we're dividing by 100, right? You just move the decimal 2 places to the left. Very good. So that's 10.2. Do I put a label on it? No, you don't need a label on this because you're solving for the part. Example 3 says 18 is 25% of what number? So, are we solving for the part or the whole? We are solving for the whole. Very good. Because the of number is the whole. You got it? So, if we're solving for the whole, that's going to be our x. It's the of number, so that's going to go in the denominator. The x's are going to go in the denominator, or w, or whatever variable you want to use. Okay? Then, if we are looking at the rest of this, what is 18? Okay. So the 18 is the part, and of course 25, now don't forget, because it has the percent right next to it, that's the percent. Is that clear? All right, very good. So then you do your setup, percent over 100, so that's 25 over 100, is equal to the is number, which is 18, over the of number, which is what we're going to solve for. And then we cross multiply, and we end up with the whole, or the of number is 72. You got it? All right, so let's do these ones together. All right, so once again, we want to write our formula. So there's our formula, percent over 100 equals part over whole, or is over of. So now we want to identify the parts, pieces. So, okay, 40 is which one? That's the percent. Very good. That's the percent. The 26, what is 26? That's the is number, that's the part, right? Good. And then the of number is what we're solving for, that's our x. And that is which one? That's the whole. Very good. So now we can substitute in. So 40% we write as 40 over 100. All right. And then the part, or the is number, 26. Good. That goes in the numerator. And the of number, or the whole, is what we're solving for. That is our x. You got that? And then we're going to cross multiply to solve our proportion. So on one side, following our our arrows, we have 26 times 100, which is 2,600, is equal to 40x. Now, to get the x by itself, we will divide by 40. Hold on, wait for me. So, the 40s will cancel, and x is equal to what? Well, since we have two different numbers out there, 2600 divided by 40 is equal to 65. Very good. So the answer is 65. Very good. All right, for example F here, we have 84 is 75% of what number? So 84 is the part, the 75 is the percent, and the of number, or the x, or what we're solving for, is the whole. So percent over 100 is equal part over whole. It's going to be 75 over 100 is equal to 84 over x. Then we cross multiply, and then divide by 75 on both sides, and x is equal to 112. All right, so the average adult male western lowland gorilla eats about 33.5 pounds of fruit each day. How much food does the average adult male gorilla eat each day? So here, you know that 33.5 pounds is the part of the total of what he eats, right? So this is the part, 33.5. We also know that fruit is 67% of what the gorilla eats all day, right? So we want to ask ourselves, 33.5 is 67% of what number? Does everybody see that? So when we do that, we know that 33.5 goes in the numerator. We're solving for the whole, and the 67% that we got from the table goes over 100. So when we cross multiply, we end up with 50. Now, because this is a word problem, you must put a label on it. So it's not just 50, it's 50 pounds of food. Is everybody clear?